Welcome to my new shop, guys. This is going to be one of my first, I guess you could say, real shop-ish type videos. Today what we're going to be doing, as you can see, I have parts all around me. And these parts are for my lathe. I actually did it the right way this time. When transporting it, I took it apart. This lathe weighs probably, if I can recall, somewhere around 475 pounds. So they're not light. They're all solid cast iron. The legs are cast iron, so they are pretty heavy. So what we're going to do today is we are going to get the lathe together, and then you guys might already know, but what I'm going to do at the end, I'm going to show you an upgrade that I got from my lathe. So you guys stick around and we'll get this thing put back together. All right, let's go. Okay, here we are. We're back. It's actually really simple. Let's get some light on here for you. There we go. It's probably going to wash me out, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing. It's really simple. I'm basically going to bolt all the ways together by using cap head Allen screws. They all get bolted together, and then the legs get put on with like a nut washer combo. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not. And then this is the Allen key cap screw that goes in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get those two ways put together and one set of legs on them. So, well, one part of the set of legs, and then after that I'll be able to get the other leg on here, and then I'll be able to kind of stand them up and bolt them together. At least I'm really hoping that's what it's going to be, but I also think I might need to stand this up on its end, get one of the legs on there leaning on the motor, and then just build up from there. So I'm going to start by getting them two put together first, and we'll see what we have. So let's get started. I need my Allen key. I can put these down here. Let me get my Allen bolts out. And this goes together actually fairly simple, believe it or not. Yeah, this thing is a bear to move around too. So let's get started with these two first. That's another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of oil on there to stop it from rusting, because like I said, they are all cast iron. So from my machine shop days, I have CRC. And I have some shop rag, so I'm just going to spray. Hopefully the sprayer works after all these years, which of course it doesn't. Nope, the sprayer doesn't work, but guess what? tilt you down so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Basically what I'm going to do, I'm just going to wipe some oil on here. You know, I mean, it's cast iron. It does have a little bit of rust on it, but it's not horrible. And these things are not light. So we'll get all these wiped down, get them looking all pretty, and then that way when we get them bolted back together, we don't need to worry about any issues with it rusting or anything, because as you can see, there is a little bit of rust on the ways on the bed, and there is a little bit on here. So we just want to make sure that we get all that taken care of on all four sides. A little bit of extra oil never hurt. You can see how much there was on that one. So this will actually help take some of the rust off too. So, and then it'll also protect against it later on down the road. So there we go. We got things oiled up. Let me get this back on so I don't make a huge mess on my shop floor here. So we'll start with these two. Make it easy on ourselves. Want to make sure that you have a clean surface and nothing in between. And then you also want to put this together the proper way. Ah, that's why. That's threaded end. And after we get all this put back together, we're going to have to make sure our ways line up. We're going to have to make sure our tailstock centers and all that. But that's going to be another whole video, because that's not all that fun to do. And it does take a while because, you know, right now we're just trying to get this back together and elevate it and up on all fours again. So this is actually a fairly large lathe as far as its capacity. I mean, they do make a lot of other ones, but if you were starting out, you wouldn't be getting a lathe this large. You would probably get a smaller one that would maybe have a 10 or 12 inch capacity right here above the way. This has a 16 inch capacity. I would love a 24, but honestly I don't really see me doing a lot of stuff that large. But it would be nice to be able to turn platters. It's just so expensive to get wood that is platter worthy, you know. So we're just going to go ahead and get these tightened down. We're not going to really crank them down because, like I said, I got to realign them, and that'll be another video. So as you can see, it's really starting to come together. And these machines are built so well. I love the whole Nova line of products. Jet, I believe it's Jet. They have a drill press with a Nova DVR motor in it. It is a phenomenal drill press, but for what I need and what I'm going to do with a drill press, I really don't see me needing that, that much capacity for it. So, we'll take this, flip it over gently on the floor because we don't want to ruin the ways on the floor. Now we're going to grab one of these big legs, and we want to make sure it gets put together in the right direction. So, let's see what I got here. I'm going to have one on that side going that way. I have threaded holes here, and then I have non-threaded holes there, and these are threaded. So that means it goes onto here, and it will go this way. Because this lathe that I have, the person that owned it before me, because I bought it used, I didn't buy it new. He actually he put the extension bed on it for me, and not actually for me, but I didn't need to worry about that because he already had it, because it's originally a 1624. So when you put the bed extension on it, it will make it a 44. That's why the name of it is a 1624-44, because it will it has both capacities. This 16 is the reference to how much what the diameter is that you can turn over the bed. So in this case it's 16 inches, which means it's 8 inches from center of chuck to the ways. So that's a little bit of a lesson if you're going out to look for a lathe. And I honestly gotta say, I love my Nova lathe. I really do. There's a lot of other companies that make, I don't know if I can say better lathes, but ones that have like a lot more horsepower and, you know, just overall size and beefier lathes. So I do have to say that if I was to get another one, I would seriously consider a Laguna. But I don't really see me needing a bigger lathe than this anytime soon. It works just fine for everything I want to do. And with being able to get a larger capacity bandsaw, I'll be able to turn things down a lot closer to round, so I no longer need that extra inch or two that I would normally need because of putting a square block on there or something of that nature. So that is a big bonus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the other leg on. I don't want to bore you, and then I will be back when I get ready to stand her up. So I'll see you in a few minutes, guys, and we'll see what she looks like sitting in her own corner. Alright, there you go. She's back up, she's ready to go, right? I would say that, except for one little thing. This box is going to be a upgrade, or for the people that have car channels, this is going to be a mod for my lathe. I had a couple people asking me, because I mentioned I was looking into this, And a couple people were asking me how I was able to get this particular style mod for this lathe. And basically what it is this is a DVR motor. Instead of me needing to reach in here, you know, take tension off a belt, switch a belt with a step pulley system, this one's all digital. I can set a sanding mode, I can push a button, and it automatically adjusts to the sanding mode I need and everything. But the people were asking how I could get a DVR motor. It just so happens, like I was saying earlier, Jet makes a drill press with a DVR motor. That DVR motor is made by Technotools. And it just so happens one of the companies that Technotools owns, or one of the major tool brands that is under the Technotools name, just so happens to be Nova. So since I have a Nova lathe, I can basically just go out and order a upgraded variable speed digital motor. So that's what I did. I'll show you the manual. As you guys can see, this motor is completely different. It has a readout. They have a couple different companies that make them for them, but as you can see, I will get full digital readouts on everything. Like I can have presets. If I need to change the speed, I just rotate a little knob and boom, there goes the speed. And it's electric motor, so it's like a Tesla. It just kicks right in. It has all different types of protections on it, different user modes, different interfaces. I can do updates for it. And right there is a bigger picture of what it will, what the readout looks like. So once I get this installed, right now, the highest speed on my lathe is, I believe, 3,600. And that's not why I actually got this lathe, this motor for my lathe. The main reason that I got this was the torque. It has a better torque ratio than the other ones all throughout. It's kind of like a turbo for my lathe. It allows me to do a lot of things that I couldn't do. Rather than a 15 or 20 minute, you know, stop it, reach back here, open it up, change the belt speed, try it, see if it works. If it's too high of a speed and I need to go back down, I got to change the belts back. This allows me to just turn a little dial, try it. If it doesn't work, I can gradually turn it back. Or if I'm using a unstable, as far as out around, I can turn it up incrementally. I don't have to jump 200-300 RPMs or something like that. I can go up by 10 RPMs or 15 RPMs until, you know, to run at the highest speed to make this lathe so much more productive and so much more safe for me, quite frankly. So I will be doing a video on this. Basically what that entails is taking this whole module off over here, and once I do, then inside here there's pulleys and everything that I need to pull off. Everyone that I've seen do this has a horrible time with that. Nova thought that it was nice to put in a set screw and put another set screw on top. Normally one of them stripped out and you can't get it out. You normally either have to drill it or you need to literally pry the pulleys off and bang them out with shims. So we'll see what happens with that. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. You see that she's here, she's back up and ready. So I am going to be very happy and I am very excited to get back to using it. So guys, Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, get out in your shop, make something. Doesn't matter what it is. Even if you just have to glue a drawer back together, get out there and do it. Have a nice day, guys. See you on the next one.